गदाधार शिवासति गौरभक्तवृन्द। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार शिवासति गौरभक्तवृन्द।
Hare Krishna, Dandat Pranam. So today's speaker is His Grace Swayamprakash Prabhu. Prabhuji might get delayed for a few minutes. What we can do is we'll read and chant the shlokas. Then. Okay. By the time Prabhuji also should be joining. I'll just share my screen. So today's shloka is from Canto 5, Chapter 18, Text 23. And the chapter is the prayers from the prayers by the residents of Jambudvipa, text 23. We'll say the prayers first from Agyantim Brandasya. Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshururmilitam Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namini. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschat Desha Tarini Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Text 23. Swatamamapyachyuta srishni vanditam karam bhujam yatvadaya satvatam vibarshimam lakshmabarenda mayaya ka ishvareshitam uhitam vibhur iti. Word to word translation. Saha, that. Tvam, you. Mama, of me. Api, also. Achyuta, O infallible one. Shirshni, on the head. Vanditam, worshipped. Kara ambujam, your lotus hand. Yat, which. Twat, by you. Adhai, placed. Satvatam, on the head of the devotees. Bibharshi, you maintain. Mam, me. Lakshma, as an insignia on your chest. Varenya, O worshipable one. Mayaya, with deceit. Kah, who. Ishwarasya, of the supremely powerful controller. Ihitam, the desires. Uhitam, to understand by reason and argument. Vibhuhu, is able. Iti, thus. Translation purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charanaravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. O infallible one, your lotus palm is the source of all benediction. Therefore, your pure devotees worship it, and you very mercifully place your hand on their heads. I wish that you may also place your hand on my head, for although you already bear my insignia of golden streaks on your chest, I regard this honor as merely a kind of false prestige for me. You show your real mercy to your devotees, not to me. Of course, you are the supreme absolute controller, and no one can understand your motives. Purport. In many places, the Shastras describe the Supreme Personality of Godhead as being more inclined toward his devotees than toward his wife, who always remains on his chest. In Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 11, Chapter 14, Text 15, it is stated, Na tatha me priyatama atma yonir na shankaraha na cha sankarshano shrir naivatma cha yatha bhavan. Here Krishna plainly says that his devotees are more dear to him than Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, Lord Sankarshana, the original cause of creation, the goddess of fortune, or even his own self. Elsewhere in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 9, Text 20, Shukadeva Goswami says, Ne mam virinchana bhavo na shrir apyanka samshraya prasadam lebhire gopi yattat prapa vimuktidat. The Supreme Lord, who can award liberation to anyone, showed more mercy toward the gopis than to Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, or even the goddess of fortune, who is his own wife and is associated with his body. Similarly, Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 47, Text 60 also states, Nayam Shino Angana Nitantarathe Prasadaha Swaryo Shitam Nalinaganda Rucham Kutonyaha Rasotsavesya Bhujadanda Grihita Kantha Labdha Shisham Yad Udagad Brajasundarinam. The gopis received benedictions from the Lord that neither Lakshmi Devi nor the most beautiful dancers in the heavenly planets could attain. In the Rasa dance, the Lord showed his favor to the most fortunate gopis by placing his arms on their shoulders and dancing with each of them individually. No one can compare with the gopis who received the costless mercy of the Lord. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is said that no one can receive the real favor of the Supreme Personality of Godhead without following in the footsteps of the gopis. Even the goddess of fortune could not receive the same favor as the gopis, although she underwent severe austerities and penances for many years. Lord Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu discusses this point with Venkata Bhatta in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela, Chapter 9, text 111 to 131, the Lord inquired from Venkata, your worshipable goddess of fortune, Lakshmi, always remains in the chest of Narayana, and she is certainly the most chaste woman in the creation. However, my Lord is Lord Sri Krishna, a cowherd boy, engaged in tending cows. Why is it that Lakshmi, being such a chaste wife, wants to associate with my Lord? Just to associate with Krishna, Lakshmi abandoned all transcendental happiness in Vaikuntha, and for a long time accepted vows and regulative principles and performed unlimited austerities. Venkata replied, Lord Krishna and Lord Narayana are one and the same, but the pastimes of Krishna are more relishable due to their sportive nature. They are very pleasing for Krishna's Shaktis. Since Krishna and Narayana are both the same personality, Lakshmi's association with Krishna did not break her vow of chastity. Rather, it was in great fun that the goddess of fortune wanted to associate with Lord Krishna. The goddess of fortune considered that her vow of chastity would not be damaged by her relationship with Krishna. Rather, by associating with Krishna, she could enjoy the benefit of the rasa dance. If she wanted to enjoy herself with Krishna, what fault is there? Why are you joking so about this? Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied, I know that there is no fault in the goddess of fortune, but still she could not enter into the rasa dance. We heard this from revealed scriptures. The authorities of Vedic knowledge met Lord Ramachandra in Dandakaranya, and by their penances and austerities, they were allowed to enter into the rasa dance. But can you tell why the goddess of fortune, Lakshmi, could not get that opportunity? To this, Venkata replied, I cannot enter into the mystery of the incidents. I am an ordinary living being. My intelligence is limited and I am always disturbed. How can I understand the past of the Supreme Lord? They are deeper than millions of oceans. Lord Chaitanya replied, Lord Krishna has a specific characteristic. He attracts everyone's heart by the mellow of his personal conjugal love. By following in the footsteps of the inhabitants of the planet known as Vajaloka or Goloka Vrindavana, one can attain the shelter of the lotus feet of Sri Krishna. However, the inhabitants of that planet do not know that Lord Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Unaware that Krishna is the Supreme Lord, the residents of Vrindavana like Nanda Maharaj, Yashoda Devi, and the gopis treat Krishna as their beloved son or lover. Mother Yashoda accepts him as her son and sometimes binds him to a grinding mortar. Krishna's coward boyfriends think he is an ordinary boy and get up on his shoulders. In Goloka Vrindavana, no one has any desire other than to love Krishna. The conclusion is that one cannot associate with Krishna unless he has fully received the favor of the inhabitants of Vrajabhumi. Therefore, if one wants to be delivered by Krishna directly, he must take to the service of the residents of Vrindavana who are unalloyed devotees of the Lord. Hari Hari. Swayamprakash Prabhu, have you joined, Prabhuji?
Hare Krishna, am I audible too?
Yes, Prabhuji, audible, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, I get forgiveness to all. I am in severe hospital. So suddenly I just came to know that Venkatama's son, Sarvajna, he has to undergo syndicated operation, and it was supposed to be scheduled in the afternoon, and then just in the morning at 6:30 they said that they'll be doing it 7 o'clock. So I just came to meet him, and I thought I'll be able to back. I could not, just take him inside. So I'm in the hospital anyway, and try to share whatever from here. Is my voice clear to you?
Little bit, I think. You can be a little more near to the mic or something, Prabhuji. That'll be
Yeah.
helpful.
I'm just, I thought I'll like Venkatama was parked here and sit inside the car and do, but he has gone inside to meet.
Okay.
They took him inside the OT.
Okay.
So that's why I'm just waiting. So meanwhile, at least I can say something.
Yes, Prabhuji. This is better. This audio is better, Prabhuji. You can be a little near. This is better.
Okay. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनाशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुताः पदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादां श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे शेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनामिने गौरकृषे नमः। हे कृष्णकरुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे रामणेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। लीलाचलनिवासाय नित्याय परमात्मने बलभद्रसुभद्राभ्यां जगन्नाथाय ते नमः। जय श्रीकृष्णचैतन्य प्रभुनित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृन्द हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। लोकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घायते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनकारणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्येश्वरम्। हरे कृष्ण। So before we start discussing on this verse of today's I request all the devotees to kindly offer sincere prayers to the Lordships to shower his unlimited choice of blessings on Sarvajna, and may Lord Narasimhadev, who did the first operation without anesthesia, which became successful in terms of liberating Hiranyakashipu. So that may Narasimhadev protect him during the whole procedure of the operation. And because he's a small child, when they took him inside the OT, he was feeling kind of fearful. Again, they called the parents. So may just like the Prahlad or the small boy, he was seeing that the form of Lord Narasimhadev, which is so ferocious, very uh, fearful, even to the Mother Lakshmi, Mother or the Devata. She said that, my dear Lord, I am not fearful of this form of yours. Naham viveti ajitameti bhayanakasya. His form is very bhayanaka, and that too when Lord Narasimhadev ripped open just after Hiranyakashipu in the abdomen and took out the intestine and to put it on his neck. Any normal person, not to speak of the child, any grown-up person also seeing the blood becomes very kind of a fearful or little uneasy and that too Lord Narasimha's hands are with the blood and his whole neck is with the blood and putting the intestine and everything. And that too who is there on the lap is none other than his own father. But because Prahlad was having so much of faith in the Lord and his protection, that complete 100% faith that whatever Lord does is perfect and nothing wrong or anything inauspicious can be there in the presence of the Lord or whatever there can be no inauspiciousness. That complete faith, because of which he had the faith that even though my father is being given this punishment, but it is not a punishment, but it is a blessing, it's a mercy that my father got liberated. And second thing also, even in that form, just to see the lion itself, we become fearful. And what to speak of the form of the Lord when he was having the blood and interest and everything. This says, Daham Viveti Ajitate Mayanakasya Jivarka Insa Brugati Rabasong Damstrat. That like that sharp teeth and the mane, all these things are not becoming fearful. So because he knew that it is none other than the Supreme Lord. So the same way when we have that tradition that the Lord Narasimha is the protector of his devotees. So I request all the devotees to kindly offer prayers so that may he remove the fear in the heart of Sarvajna and may everything become successful. That is just take 30 seconds of our heartfelt prayers.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna, I'm muted.
So I'm just trying to put the earbuds so that it will be clear, more clear. Just give me
Okay.
5-10
Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji, loud and clear.
Is it clear?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. Thank you. So, thank you for the praise. So, in this verse, Mother Lakshmi is offering prayers to the Lord. And as you know that all the residents of the Jambudvipa are offering prayers, exclusively in this verse is the last verse of this set of prayers, where Mother Lakshmi is offering prayers to the Lord, wherein she is saying that, like, my dear Lord, your Karambuja, the Lord's lotus hands, is all the parts are compared to the lotus, and here his hand is compared to the Karambuja, which you place on the heads of the devotees. And there are so many pure devotees on whose heads they are put. So we'll see some of the places where Lord actually puts his hand on the head of the devotee and what happens. As we are discussing about the Narsimadev, where Narsimadev puts his hand on the head of the Lord, just before Prahlad offers him the prayers, in the 7th canto, 9th chapter, 6th verse. Sri Ramaji, if you can, please, if you can just share the screen too. 7th canto, 9th chapter, verse number 6.
Seventh canto, 9th chapter, Prabhuji. And
Verse 6.
6. Okay. 1 second.
In that he says, Lord says, here Shukata Goswami is telling, Satatkarasprishya dhutakhilaushadha sapajabhid abhivyaktaparatma darshanah tatpadapadnam hृदि निर्वृतो दधौ दृश्यतनु Linnahridashvilosanah. By the touch of Lord Nrsimhadev's hand on Prahlad Maharaj's head, Prahlad was completely freed of all material contamination and desire, as if he had been thoroughly cleansed. Therefore, he at once became transcendently situated, and all the symptoms of ecstasy became manifest in his body. His heart filled with love, and his eyes with tears, and thus he was able to completely capture the lotus feet of the Lord within the core of his heart. So here we see that what happened when, like, the touch of God happens on the head of the person. So, and in the just previous shloka, the fifth shloka, it says, when Lord Nrsimhadev saw the small boy Prahlad Maharaj prostrated at the sole of his lotus feet, he became most ecstatic in affection towards his devotee. Raising Prahlad, Lord placed his lotus hand upon the boy's head because his hand is always ready to create fearless in all of his devotees. So we see here also that how Prahlad Maharaj, when he went in front of the Lord, all the others, everybody were fearful of the presence of the Lord Nrsimhadev and his form. But Prahlad, although he was a small boy, he was not affected, and he very uh, happily, when he was told that please go and pacify the Lord, he just happily he went. And when he went and he was pacifying the Lord, before doing anything, he just went and he goes and sits and uh, offers obeisance. Immediately, Lord Narasimhadev, he takes him and places his hand on his head. And just by the touch of his head, what is happening is being mentioned in this verse, where he is completely cleansed of all his uh, unwanted things or the anarthas. And here he's telling that first thing is that, like, no, he became fearless. So that way, when we are touched by the lotus hands of the Lord, then what happens in the life of a devotee is the devotee becomes fearless. So does that mean that the Lord has to touch physically? So yes, in case of Prahlad Maharaj, he was very fortunate that he had the sorry, he had the opportunity to get the physical touch of the Lord directly, and because of which he had this fearlessness. Same way, the Lord's touch need not has to be uh, physically directly, because everybody may not have this opportunity to have the Lord physically touched. But at the same time, Lord can touch his devotees through different means also. Sometimes Lord can give his touch in the dreams also. Just like we know that Prabhupada writes in the Jaladuta, when Prabhupada was traveling in the Jaladuta, it was so turbulent, the waters. And because of that, it became such that Prabhupada says that he got 2 heart attacks also. And Prabhupada says, if I get one more, then I don't think that I'll be able to survive. And the ocean was also rough. But Prabhupada says, in the night, I saw the Lord Krishna coming, and all the other Dashavataras were there, and Lord Krishna is rowing the boat. And then I felt like, no, the assurance, and the Lord said, don't worry, nothing is going to happen. And then the whole sea became so calm that the Pandey, Mr. Pandey, who was the captain, he became very much surprised that I have never seen this ocean, especially this Pacific Ocean, so calm. And it's the first time in my experience that this is happening. So that way, there is nothing impossible for the Lord, and the Lord can touch, give his touch to the devotees through different means. He can give his the touch through personal touch, or in the dreams, or through the devotees, or through the words of the devotees. Because in another place, Prithu Maharaj offers the prayer that how do we get the, because like in the Lord, all the parts of Angani Yasya Sakalendriya Vrittimanti. So all the parts can perform the activity of the other part, other limb. So that way, each and every limb is non-different. The same way, there in that Prithu Maharaj says that, my dear Lord, everybody wants to have your dust of your lotus feet. Like, no, but how can we get the dust of your lotus feet? In that, to that he says that the dust of your lotus feet is in the words of your pure devotees. Like Sudha Kana Anulyaha, like Sudha Kana, that means the nectarian, fragrant, um, the particles of the dust of your lotus feet, it manifests like from their lotus mouth in the form of the words, in the form of the like the writings of the acharyas. And when we read that, the same feeling or the same thing can happen in our life also. That so many devotees become like not devotees, outside people, when the tragedy comes or tough time comes, then they will be, it will be very difficult to face it. They become so fearful when they have to leave the body, especially. or when tough thing or some very uh, unpleasant things happens in the life of any near and dear one, it becomes very painful. But the same thing for a devotee also experiences the same pain, but he has the complete faith that when Lord is there, then nothing wrong can happen. We all know in the case of Shivas Thakur, when Shivas Thakur was there in the Kirtan taking part, his son leaves the body. Suddenly somehow he feels something and he goes inside and he sees that everybody is praying and then he sees that he tells, that don't cry, otherwise I'll give up my life. And after that he says that nothing inauspicious can happen in the presence of the Lord. Lord Gauranga is here and no need to worry. So that faith Shiva had. And the same way the devotees also get the same faith by reading the Prabhupada books, of hearing from Prabhupada, hearing from the spiritual masters who are self-realized souls. And when you hear from them that any tough situations or the tragedy comes, one will be able to face it. So recently I just happened to get to see the last Kirtan episode from Maharaj, where he's just sitting on the couch and he's unable to move because in the last days he had got melanoma cancer, and that was the last public kirtan and the address which Maharaj gave. So in that also devotees were sharing that Radha Maharaj was sharing that he had got melanoma cancer in the last days. From such that it turns the just little pressure comes on the bone, bones would break, tuck tuck sound they would be able to hear it externally. But he said emphatically that Bhaktitirtha Maharaj was sharing with Radha Maharaj, Maharaj, I don't want to exchange my situation with anyone for anything of this world. I don't want. Because in this situation, in this condition, what I'm experiencing, I'm so grateful to Prabhupada for what he has given. So there nothing can be better than this. And when I got this suddenly, like, I happened to get the uh, Vijayanath Kannan Maharaj also just, that was the last message Maharaj gave to the devotees, the video, like, it was a message. And that was Maharaj was saying, like, we are so fortunate what Prabhupada has given us. Nothing can be better than this. And even Jayadvath Maharaj in glorification of Kadam Khan Maharaj was sharing that how Kadam Khan Maharaj, when he came to know that he has on the fourth stage of cancer, he said he decided not to have take any medicine or undergo any therapy or go to the doctor or something. He said, okay, I think this is a last lesson. I like that. And then immediately whatever responsibilities he had, he completed them, uh, his responsibilities, and he came to and he was there in the Vrindavan trying to immerse himself more and more in the Kirtan. And one of the teachers said that Maharaj was sharing that many times he would be just inside the room and just to himself he would be just doing the Kirtan. And at the last days, he was not even able to chant. Jayadath Maharaj came and told Maharaj, it's okay, Maharaj. Yeah, fine, you need not have to chant. But Kadam Kanu was saying that, no, Maharaj, how can I not chant? I have like no, given the no, it was a commitment. So it was just chanting one round would take sometimes minutes, but nevertheless working. So how all these things can happen is nothing but the touch of the Lord through the devotee's words. Like Prabhupada's words can give so much of solace to the devotees whenever they have the challenging or rough days going in their life. So in this verse, first thing we see that how Prahlad, when he got the touch of the Lord, he got like no uh, fearlessness. That is the first thing. That's why Prabhupada also said all the devotees to chant the Narsima prayers, that while doing any activity, pray for the protection of the Lord Narasimhadev. And that protection is not just a, hmm, protection for the external physical thing, that is also there. Apart from that, protection for the protecting the consciousness, protecting the faith. So, because when the tough situation comes, mainly what happens is the faith gets shaken up. Oh, I did so much. I did so much of prayers. I did so much of japa, tapa, puja. But why uh, such thing happened in my life? So that's why that the prayer is to for the protection of the faith. And as here it says that like no, um, and another thing, first thing is fearlessness with the touch of the Lord. Second thing is the all this material contamination and the desires, they were thoroughly cleansed. Prabhupada also writes in the purport that how to progress in the life, we have to be rid of all the unwanted things. That in the 70th chapter also it comes, no, that what is that shloka where uh, unless one is having the impurities or the sins, like now one may not be able to progress. So when one uh, has come out of all those things, then it is easier for him to progress in the spiritual life. The same way even in the uh, 9 stages of bhakti also, anartha nivritti. So that when the anarthas are gone, all the unwanted things are removed, then she can rest. Once she comes to the Nishta stage, from there, after the Nishta, it is very fast, the progress. That's why the Acharya say that the coming to the stage of Nishta is like climbing the mountain, which is tough. But once you reach the top of the summit of the mountain, getting down is easier. So here we see that Prahlad Maharaj got the touch of the hand and he became completely cleansed. Does that mean that he had the contamination? No, he's a pure devotee. He right from the coming out of the this one, he was completely taking shelter of the Lord. Then what exactly is this contamination? Because of the prarabdha, he had the body, which the body had taken birth in the Asura family. So that way, whatever tinges of the this one is there, that is also gone. Even the with the presence of the Lord, even the prarabdha can also be removed. Otherwise, one has to suffer the whatever the prarabdha karmas are there. At least the because till the time the body is present. So these are the 2 3 things which can happen: fearlessness, cleans off all the material contamination, and the heart becomes completely uh, free. So here, Mother Lakshmi in this prayer, what she's aspiring is the same thing that, my dear Lord, you are so fortunate that you gave your mercy to all your pure devotees, but I am so unfortunate that although you kept me on your chest as the the golden streak, that is the Srivatsa Chinna, but then uh, I don't have that same this one. So and she's saying that you show your mercy to your devotees, not to me. Of course, you are the supreme creator controller and no one can understand your so here, Mother Lakshmi, what we can see is that always where does she reside? She resides at the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. And Sammarjativa, like no, the uh, Lakshmi Sahasrashata Sambrama Sevyamanam. All the Lakshmis in the spiritual world, they are so eager to serve the Lord. Although there is no dust in the spiritual world, but they are so eager to the bloom and clean the place just to get the attention of the Lord. That means there is a eagerness they have to have the Lord. And Mother Lakshmi, she is sitting at the lotus feet of the Lord. That means she has a constant association of the Lord. Mother Lakshmi never leaves the lotus feet of the Lord. And what to speak of the lotus feet, always Lord carries Mother Lakshmi in on his chest in the form of the Srivatsa. And also, like, no, we see when the Lord Balaji or this one is uh, kept Sri Devi and Bhudevi at the chest. So that means because she is very dear to the Lord, she's a consort of the Lord. So, but this shows that how, even despite having so much closeness to the Lord, but their eagerness, intense desire, the laudyam is so much that because of that laudyam, they have this. And that's why uh, what we can learn from this shloka, what I took for myself, personal, this one is the laudyam. Although Prabhupada in the purport takes the mm, another angle of seeing from the perspective of how the Mother Lakshmi is in the Aishwarya Bhav. Because of Mother Lakshmi being in the Aishwarya Bhav, she doesn't have the opportunity to have the Vatsalya relationship and takes the discussion between the Venkata Bhatta and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu jokingly asked, why does your uh, Mother Lakshmi, goddess of fortune, she wants to come and take part in the Rasa dance? And he clarifies to Venkatabhatta that she is in the Aishwarya Bhav, but the gopis of Braja, they are in the Madhurya Bhav, where they don't see any, they're ready to do anything for the sake of to have the Lord Krishna. And they don't want anything else other than Lord Krishna. For that, they're ready to do, uh, they're ready to go to any extent just for the pleasure of the Lord. And we all know this incident of when Lord get the headache, when they were told that Lord needs the dust of the Lord's feet. Immediately the gopis were ready. Okay, you want, take how much ever you want. And when Narada asked, hey, are you not afraid that you will go to hell? We are ready to go to hell for all time to come, if it can remove the headache of the Lord even for a fraction of a second. So that means they're not at all worried about their own things if it can give pleasure to the Lord. And somewhere else they say that, like my Prabhupada also writes that Mother Lakshmi was, she was not, like, although she went to there, but she had this Aishwarya Bhava, because of which she didn't get the opportunity. But nevertheless, there is the, at least I felt it is too high subject matter. What to speak of uh, uh, understanding their position and all. At least I felt it is beyond my. But for my as a sadhaka, for my personal application, what I could uh, take from this verse is the Prabhupada writes in the ending part. The conclusion is that one cannot associate with Krishna unless he has fully received the favor of the inhabitants of the Jhumini. Therefore, if one wants to be deliberated by Krishna directly, he must take to the service of the residents of Vrindavana for unalloyed devotees of the Lord. So, what is the Vrindavan mood, or what is the this unalloyed devotion of the Rajavasis? So that is one thing which I felt that little bit we can uh, see upon or discuss upon. Just like the Brajavasis, few of the qualities which we can see in them is their ananyatva. They don't have any other shelter other than Krishna. So in any situation, they didn't go to here and there. Or even if they were praying to any devatas or the, like even in the middle, we see that many times whenever the Rakshasas were killed, the Nanda Baba tells that, oh, let us offer prayers to like, such and such Lord. Lord only protected. But their everything is for keeping Krishna in the center. And when Krishna tells to Nanda Baba that, why are you offering the uh, puja to Indra puja, stop the Indra puja, and with the same things, let us worship Giriraj. then immediately she says that let us offer for Indra also for Giriraj also. No, only for Giriraj first. And Mandaka was ready to take that step because they have complete faith. And when anything happened immediately, then like when the rain started coming, everybody started shouting, Krishna, Krishna Mahabaho. Oh, Krishna, please protect us. Because they knew that, like, no, Krishna is there and he will protect. So that way, that Ananyatva, like, no, not taking shelter of anyone and anything else is one thing which we can also try. Yes, tough situations will come. What to speak of small, small things? If you see in the life of the Rajavasis, what all things they had to undergo. Every now and then, the so many Rakshasas were coming. It could have been like no better for any Vrajavasis to say, Arey, why so many uh, demons are coming, so much of disturbance. Better let me go away from Krishna. Then, like because all the demons are coming for Krishna, if I go away from Krishna, then there'll be no Rakshasas coming, so I can be peaceful. So one may think in that way, but despite having all those challenges, they knew in the heart of heart, complete faith they had that any challenging situation of Krishna is there to protect. More than the fear of the situation, they had complete faith in the protection. So slowly for us, we also have to develop that faith in the protection of the Lord. Yes, tough situations will come. So many unwanted things may happen in the life, but nevertheless, the Krishna is there to protect us and give the protection. So anything is happening, the Lord is overseeing and he is Upadrashta Anumanta. He is the observer as a Paramatma and he is the sanctioner. Without the sanction of the Lord, nothing can happen. So that means even if anything is happening, his hand is there. So what I can do? I cannot understand the uh, plan of the Lord. Here also, like Prabhupada at the end of the purport, Prabhupada writes that therefore, if one wants to be delivered by Krishna directly, he must take to the service of the residents of Vrindavan who are on the Lord. Sorry, Mother Lakshmi says that even I cannot understand your motives because it's very difficult to understand what Krishna wants or what he's doing, why he's doing. But one thing can be sure that whatever he does is for the ultimate benefit of the soul. He being the loving father, he never thinks of any negative or wrong things for the soul. Killing of the demons is for the benefit. By killing of the demons, like, that's what the benefit of coming in touch with the Supreme Krishna. So this is the one thing which I felt that take away from this purport that trying to take shelter of Krishna in all the situations without taking shelter of anything or anyone else. We see even the Subhadra when she was in the chariot, when the Brahmastra came, and at that time when the Brahmastra came, she immediately like no cries out for Krishna that Krishna Krishna Mahabaho that Twamnatha, I don't remember the shloka. She says that only you can protect me from this situation. Although she's able to see all her like what you can say the uncles are there and there is the great archer Arjuna is there, Bhima is there, everybody is there. But still, she is not taking anyone else. She is just taking shelter of Krishna. She understood that at this situation, no one can do anything other than Krishna. So that is the first thing. The same way the Vrajavasis have complete faith in Krishna that yes, Krishna is our protector and our life is meant for the pleasure of Krishna. For that matter, like as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught, Ashtishyava Padartam Pinastunam, that like my Lord, whether you embrace me or you kick me away, it doesn't matter. That means everything goes on well in my life, or every challenge has come in my life, but you are my Lord of life. Under all situations, I'll be happy to serve you. I don't expect anything. And that is the mood of the Brajavasis. And second thing which the point which I took it is that uh, to come to this stage to get the direct blessing of the Lord. So then one has to uh, be under the follow in the footsteps of the Rajasis. And in the nectar of devotion, it mentions that what it means is nothing but like the Vrajavasis are in the spontaneous devotional service. They are in the Raganuga Bhakti. So one is the Vaidhi Bhakti, where one follows the rules and regulations, and then by following the rules and regulations, slowly a devotee will progress and comes to the stage of Raganuga Bhakti. So, and the Raganuga Bhakti cannot happen without like being under the Ragatmika Bhaktas for spontaneous doing this devotional service, by being taking apprenticeship under them. So that way, it is said that how to come to the Raganuga platform is also one who need to have that intense desire, that hankering, laudyam. Without laudyam, like no, yes, one may go on in the uh, sadhana bhakti, but one may not achieve that. One may go to the Vaikuntha through sadhana bhakti, but one may not go to the Golok Vrindavan just by the sadhana bhakti. One has to go to the Raganuga. So in that, one of the things is that the intense laudyam, that no, as Drupada Sami says, laudyam api ekalamodyam. Just here also Mother Lakshmi is intensely hankering that although she has so much, but still she is feeling that, oh, I don't have, I want more. I want more mercy of the Lord. So the same way when that hankering is there, yes, I want more in devotional service. I want to progress. That and the anticipation is there, outkantyata, that I want the blessings of the Lord. I want to do this. So that can take us closer to the Lord. And you see all the Vrajavasis that when Krishna would be there in the forest grazing the cows, and all the gopas they would go to get the cows and all, and they would play that they would come running closer to Krishna and they would say, Aham Purvam, Aham Purvam. That like, no, I want to touch Krishna first. I want to touch Krishna first. So that is the for what? To give pleasure to Krishna. Whereas the same verse Aham Purvam comes at another place also. That is when the churning of the ocean happened and the Amrita comes out. And when that comes out, when the Nvantari was holding it, all the Rakshasas also started shouting the same thing, Aham Purvam, Aham Purvam. Why? I want it for myself. I want it for myself. So one is completely a demonic mentality where one is considering about being selfish, and other is selfless where it is for the pleasure of the Lord. So the Gopas, the complete always their eagerness is to give pleasure to Krishna. That even in asking Krishna, there is so beautiful, very fragrant smell is coming from the Talavan. They are very hungry. It is not that they are hungry. They want that Krishna should have that, accept that. So that is the eagerness or greed which one has. So to progress, come to the level of the Raganuga platform, also one need to have that intense greed. So although the material greed is condemned, but the spiritual greed is always appreciated. And that we see in case of the devotees of the Lord also. Although they had everything, but if they don't get the mercy of the Lord, they are ready to give up anything. That as Rath Yatra is coming, like now just thought of the King Pratapudra came, who when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that, oh, I cannot give the darshan to uh, or the association to Pratapudra because it's a Vishayi. So, but his intensity was so much that Prataprudra says, if me becoming a king, if me being a king makes me deprived of the association of the Lord, then hell with my kingdom, hell with my being kingmanship. Let me give it up. I'll become a mendicant, I'll become a beggar, I'll give up the whole kingdom if that makes me qualified to get the mercy of the Supreme Lord. And that eagerness, wanting nothing else other than the Lord. That was one thing which was appreciated by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And second thing, the mood of in the Vrindavan, the attitude of the Vrajavasis is they are not envious of the other person. They are non-envious. Yatra nirvaira, like now that shloka comes, that in the Vrindavan there is everybody is all the living entities are non-envious of each other. So in the Vrindavan, envy cannot be there. So the same way, when one is non-envious, there. So in case of the third chapter, third canto, 15th chapter, where the description of spiritual world, there also is mentioning that how then the spiritual world, all the living entities are non-envious. They are appreciative of the other. All the flowers are appreciating Tulsimani. All the birds are appreciating the bumblebee. So that way, when we also try to become non-envious of other devotees and we take pleasure in the other devotees, getting the blessings, getting the mercy of the Lord, despite we may get or may not get. When we just are happy seeing the other devotees progress, other devotees are getting the mercy, other devotees are getting more and more service. So that non-envious heart attracts the mercy of the Lord. And that mercy of the Lord can make us become fearless and become more and more that laudyam increases. And when that laudyam increases, it's one of the preliminary stages which is needed to come to the platform where one can practice the raga bhakti, which is uh, uh, followed by all the which is the natural son of the Brajavasis, and by that one can get the same thing as which is aspired by Mother Lakshmi, wanting to be much more touch of the Supreme Lord. And there are many verses in the Gopi Gita and this one, and in the Bhagavatam also, where all the gopis they were so eager to get the touch of the Supreme Lord. So that one can get by developing these few qualities. These are few thoughts which like uh, which points which I could collect from the unlimited ocean of the Prabhupada's efforts. By this one, I could just give these few points which I could uh, relate to or something. So thank you very much for this opportunity to glorify Srimad Bhagavatam for my own verification. And sorry in case if there was any disturbances in the class or this ad hoc thing. So I just pause here. If any of you have the uh, mm, any queries, comments, or reflections or realizations, I'm open. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Swayamprakash Prabhu. Thank you for the wonderful class, wonderful reminders in the morning that and how the Lord's hands protects and gives fearlessness. But at the same time, what should be our consciousness to to qualify for the Lord's hands? So thank you so much. I request and also really appreciate the commitment for the seva that you have, Prabhuji, because it's still there, but that's from there since it was a seva, you know, I did the seva from there wherever you are in whatever position. So thank you so much, Prabhuji. I would request devotees if they have any questions, thoughts, and comments, please share.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, wonderful service you have done. Pray for
Hare Krishna.
Radharani to bless you more. Prabhu, Kadamba Kadan Prabhu, you told, no? In Isa Upanishad, they say, no?
Kadam Karan Maharaj.
Sorry, Kadamba Kadan Maharaj. towards the end, he was not wanting to attack any treatment and all that. But in the Upanishad, they say, no, Prabhu, is it something like that? Then towards the end, what are the prayers which we should do at the end? Like the last stages, you have to think about what you have done, and then you have to remind Krishna what all the good things which you have done, and then maybe ask him to just take us back before our body is burned to ashes. They say we have to remind Krishna about what all the services which we have done. The devotees do that, but the non-devotees, they think they'll be terrified. So their mind will be different. But the devotees, they say you should think about all the good things which you have done so that we can go back to Godhead.
Yes, Mataji. I didn't get that. You are just sharing or any question or?
No, because of that, he was doing that, I was asking.
I don't know, Mataji. I don't know. I cannot comment on his
Yes.
consciousness with God this one. But surely that, like, the pure devotees, they are out of the bodily platform.
Yes.
So that way, even when they have physical sufferings, they try to see it from the perspective of the Krishna's remembrance. So that way it is very difficult to understand. Vaishnavara Kriyamutra Vijnana Vichara. So one of the sannyasis, he was sharing that once he had to take a medicine, like it was a naturopathic medicine, but when he took the medicine, it was like because the lungs and the chest and the stomach, that the track is burning. So he said that when I took, it was so burning. I was just trying to recollect when Krishna swallowed the forest fire, how he must be feeling.
Yes.
So for us, like when such thing happens, suddenly at least you may exterminate Krishna, Krishna, but then that to get that thought or the mood of the or the remembrance of the Lord and last time becomes very tough, difficult. But they are so immersed that they see all those things in those situations also from the like now trying to remember the Lord.
Yes. Yes. Thank you so much for the wonderful. Prabhu, what happened to his son, Prabhu? We could not hear your voice.
Actually, Mataji, Sarvajna, he had Friday he got feverish, and then it was there since Friday night. It was there. Saturday also. Yesterday also, Venkatamana Prabhu was there in the temple. He said that his son has got fever, so he also didn't know. Maybe normal or something. And after he was getting a lot of stomach pain also. Then it may be because of the gas problem. It may be he consulted one of the Ayurvedic doctor whom he knows, and they told to give him some medicine, and then it was still there. So the doctor suggested go for a ultrasound. Maybe because of the gas or something we can get to see. And they went for the ultrasound, and it was not showing anything. So then the doctor suggested go for the CT scan. And he took him to the Sagar Hospital, Jayanagar, for the CT scan, and they observed that the appendicitis is there, 15 centimeter or something. It is enlarged. So then they said that it is better to immediately undergo the operation. So immediately he had to rush to the our Sagar Hospital near to the temple, and just now he is inside the OT for the operation.
Okay.
So that all happened in the yesterday afternoons or the evening. He was there for the Yatra services meeting also. He was there. We took care of the morning prasadam serving also. And after that, he attended it till 2 o'clock. He was there. After that,
usually that is emergency, Prabhu, appendix.
Okay.
We'll pray for him, Prabhu.
Thank you. And thank you for your blessings, Mataji. We have Radharani's blessings already in your name only. So thank you. Hare Krishna.
Mercy of the Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna. If there are no further questions or comments, maybe you can end the session here today by Vaishnav Pranams.
Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo Anantakoti Vaishnavrinda ki Jai Vaishnava Thakur Sri Bhakta.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, once
Thank
again.
you.
Thank you all.
Hare
We'll meet at the same time tomorrow. Hare Krishna. I'll end the session.
Krishna Prabhu,